Good morning everyone and welcome back to my channel. After the last video about Pluto in Aquarius 2024-2044, that video was mainly about the collective energy, what to expect on a global scale. And I bet you have been wondering, wait, okay, but what does Pluto in Aquarius means for me and my life? And how I can best prepare for that? In this video, I'm going to give you a brief introduction about which sign will be mostly impacted by this long transit, and we will go to break down house by house. By the way, if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe. Let's go straight to the point. So, Pluto moves through Aquarius until 2044. So, it will be a long transit of 20 years old. And it will deeply transform both individual and collective energy on the planet. Aquarius wants to accelerate you in the strongest version of yourself. Pluto is the energy of very deep, visceral, personal transformation in this lifetime. Pluto is working with you in a very deep way. So, this is why you feel its intensity. You're going to feel its intensity. So, you can't go back because you will be so transformed that after 20 years, you will see, wow, I'm not the same person as before. So, Pluto is asking you to look into your unconsciousness, your subconscious, to understand your blind spot. Pluto wants us to connect more with our power, but first we need to go into a journey of feeling without any power and going really deeply into our fears and deeply into our doubts. Pluto in Aquarius is going to move differently. Where before Pluto in Capricorn is about structure, traditions, methodology, being responsible, going slow. When Pluto enters Aquarius, the energy is fast moving and it might be chaotic, meaning that the change comes through quickly and brings a sudden insight on what you are transforming and changing. Of course, Aquarius is a fast moving energy, but Pluto it's a very very slow energy. So Pluto moves slowly through Aquarius, relatively slowly, to make sure that we dig really into what requires us to change. And if we are working consciously, then we are stepping into our power. And this is what Pluto wants for us to step into our own power, to step into our own authenticity. And of course, at the beginning, you might feel a lot of resistance. But and all these resistances create a lot of struggles. But it's up to you and according to your free will if you want to work consciously with that and intentionally. As I always explain when I'm teaching astrology to my student is that your birth chart represents your potential. Then we need to take into consideration a second level, which is called destiny, and then a third level, which is your free will. According to your free will, you can choose a specific path that will be harmonious or less harmonious to experience this lifetime. So, to say in other words, Pluto in Aquarius, the main question of Pluto in Aquarius will be like, what's your uniqueness? After you undergo a big life change, you go dive into your fear and you emerge after 20 years from the ashes like a phoenix. So it's not gonna be easy, as I said, but you, after 20 years, you will feel more connected with yourself. You will go deep and find your true essence, and you will finally emerge your authentic self at the end of this long transit. Now you might wonder, okay, Cinzia, who is gonna feel more this kind of transit? So, first of all, any planets or point that you have in Aquarius are going to they will undergo a very important transformation in their lives because it's going to bring up changes really right on time. Of course, it will depend. It will be different if you have, for example, the Sun in Aquarius, or for example, if you have Mercury in Aquarius. For that, it is needed a really personal reading to go really deep dive into what is the real meaning for all your birth chart. But now I will give you like the essence and the main energetics for your sign, and then house by house. So the main signs that will feel the energy, as I said, are any planets or point that you have in Aquarius. Then second, any fixed sign. So any planet that you have in Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. These are the energy we want stability usually, and when comes Pluto, throw everything out of the window. So Pluto, it is requiring you to let go specific part of yourself that you are still attached to. You can do always with your free will. So you can do gracefully, or you can do like in an aggressive way, for example, with a fight. But this sign, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, are going under a deep transformation. And they will ask themselves, okay, how can I trust my life path to the fullest? It could be that because this sign will go really deep in their transformation, there could be endings of friendships, a life dream that at the beginning were you were thinking that it was your preferred life path, and then when you are experiencing this transit, you say and to ask it to yourself, maybe it's not what I really want. So, for example, I can give you an example. Imagine that you are an employee in a company. You were expecting yourself to stay in a company for 2 years more, and then starting with transit, you feel that something is off, and you see and you say to yourself, well, I will not survive 2 years more, and I need to make a change now. Of course, Pluto, as I said before, it's kind of slow, so it takes minimum 2 years for Pluto to step fully into its power in Aquarius. So these are not immediately quick changes, but you can start like to grasp the energy of this transit. And you will ask yourself during this transit, especially the fixed sign, what's my new need? And how I can better live my life on my own terms. Okay. So second, as I said. As I said, the fixed sign are the most impacted one, and especially, in my opinion, Leo. So any planet that you have in, or points that you have in Leo, they will be mostly affected. Why this? Because Leo, if you have the sun, for example, in Leo, or the ascendant in Leo, you will see that Leo will be exactly in opposition of Aquarius. And while Leo is all about the ego, how you show yourself, how you want to be nurtured, Aquarius, it's all about the others, it's all about the people. So you have an interesting composition, and you might face a lot of challenges about okay, how I can better relate with other people, putting down, for example, my ego. So you might feel that you are not in your power, and you might experience several power struggles. And this is why fixed sign can struggle with changes unless you choose to work with challenges. When I was writing this prediction about Pluto in Aquarius, it came immediately into my mind a wonderful quote that I believe that it's really appropriate for Leo sign. That it's a quote coming from a wonderful book called A Course in Miracle, and the quote is that alone we can do nothing. And then is okay is continuing, but in my humble opinion, this sentence is really important for Leo signs in the next 20 years, because Leo in the next Leo energy in the next 20 years are not getting what they want and what they need, because they will need to work a lot with the others, and not focusing so much on themselves. And also, Leo represents the sun, and because Pluto is as this opposition, they might feel really a lot of darkness inside themselves. But of course, Pluto is asking you to step into your power, and is asking you to turn your inner light. That's the best strategy to, let's say, survive, or to, as I always said, strategize with this intense energy that Pluto brings to Leo sign. Then the planets, if you have any planets in Taurus, with Taurus energy, the challenges will be mainly on the values, on the money and your stability. So you might go under the process of completely decluttering your life, and you might ask yourself, okay, what it is essential, what it is not. About Scorpio, Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, so there will be a square with Aquarius, and this square is digging deeper and looking really deeper on the blind spot of Scorpio people, so you can see how it can affect this energy to other people. So you might experience a lot of emotionality and the need to face some fears deeply. But now let's talk about Gemini and Libra, because for these two signs it will be really positive, especially for Libra, because both signs actually they will experience a new way of communication. So it will be really a step up, a beautiful gift, and it will be really beneficial. Any point in Libra, especially, it will bring more people, more new people and experience into your side that you might wonder, okay, but you will be so joyful to meet new your soul tribe, that you will wonder, okay, but where have you been always in all this time? So that's really positive for Gemini and Libra. Moving to the fire sign, any planet in Aries or Sagittarius will be sextile to Aquarius. So here it's another positive influence that Pluto and Aquarius will bring, because new ideas, new level of spiritual growth and creativity, new gift opening up, a glow up, a powerful support of Pluto. There will be a powerful support of Pluto in Aquarius. So you can ask yourself, what's my next adventure, and what's my next dream? So another point to consider before to move into a breakdown house by house, is that we will all go through a really powerful transformation, as I said before. So there will be for sure a period of grief with Pluto in Aquarius. And I can remind you the five stages of grief by Kubler, that you can review these powerful five steps, five stages of grief, so that when you are undergoing this kind of grief, meaning when you are undergoing that in a period that you need to let go a part of yourself, of your essence, that it's not anymore true to yourself, it's not more authentic, you can use this wonderful process, this wonderful grieving process from the famous psychiatrist Kubler, to help yourself to go more deeply into this transformation and integrate what has to be integrated in your life. Okay. Another important point is that to throw out of the window any kind of expectation that you have. Because you might say, oh yes, I have Pluto in Aquarius in the second house, this will happen, this. It's not really, don't focus on expectation, but just flow with all the experiences that the Pluto will come to the first, will bring to the surface into your life for you to experience. So Pluto is telling you how you have been using your energy, but it's really important because it will show you how you have been using your energy in a specific way in order after to go beyond and empower yourself. So it's really an important topic to really understand. But now let's now deep dive into houses. And let's begin with Pluto in Aquarius transiting your fourth house. What does it mean when Pluto is transiting your fourth house? The main themes about Pluto in Aquarius transiting your fourth house are themes that are connected mainly to your self of identity. And so the transformation for you is all around your self of identity. Pluto will bring to the surface all the emotional connection connected to your identity, and any kind of pattern that is outdated connected to your identity will it will illuminate this part, and you might actually start to ask yourself, is this actually where I want to go in life? You start to confront yourself with anything that does not resonate anymore with you. And if you consistently address the part of you who don't feel in alignment with your new self, that is a really evolving process that you are undergoing. So as I said previously, it's really important to go under this period with intention, and choosing that you want to grow and you want to evolve. So here the theme of authenticity is really truly felt and truly connected for the people that have Pluto in Aquarius transiting the fourth house. So, as I said, how to best navigate this transit in the fourth house, just be open to experience and feel what you need to release from what is not anymore your authentic self. Then, if we move to the second house, when Pluto in Aquarius is transiting your second house, the theme are here are connected to self worth, to confidence, to your financial security. So, you might ask yourself, it's really important this topic because how you see yourself, how you understand yourself, and you can take a deep dive on what your needs in terms of financial stability are. So Pluto here will bring to the surface all past pattern of belief systems that you have adopted previously, and if there are part that you didn't fully integrated, Pluto will let you know and will say, "Hey, here is where you need to work." Because this is a part of your life, or this is a belief system, or this is a pattern, emotional pattern that is still holding you back. And the more you work on your needs, especially in this second house, which is really connected to the Taurus archetype, Pluto will empower you here a lot more. And here you will go under a decluttering process. So what before had a meaning life for you, now it doesn't deserve anymore. And so you will start to not bring anymore any specific topic with you, any specific stuff with you. And after 20 years, you might get I got this image while I was writing the script for this podcast. I got the image that after 20 years you might get your PhD in finance, because you have finally structure yourself, structure, and you finally had clear what are your needs in terms of financial stability, and you understand yourself, and so this means that you create your own foundation. That's really important. Then moving to the third house. So the people that have Pluto in Aquarius transit in the third house, the main themes are that your thinking process, your thoughts process, and the way in which you intellectually understand the world around you are going to change, are going to shift, because Pluto is going to transform this area of your life. Pluto will bring to the surface a part of your thinking that has become outdated. So Pluto here is like to expose what has been outdated within our consciousness. And so you will notice that maybe some thinking pattern, they have some rigidity. And in this period, Pluto will bring a lot of experiences connected to a lot of other people. So you will most probably find yourself in a bar discussing with friends, other people, and you will experience other people opinions that for sure will be different from your own opinion so far. So your belief system, your thinking process of the world will face some challenges. Will face some challenges because most probably all these people, all these friend will bring a lot of discussion, will bring a lot of confrontation that are different from what you were thinking before. So your idea, to say in another word, your idea might be in friction with other people. In this case, don't be scary because a friction, a confrontation, a discussion is needed to deeply reflect how you structure your way of thinking. Okay. So there might be for sure a time in the first period of Pluto transiting your third house where you are not maybe you are not so open-minded because you might maybe you are too fixated on your ideas. But the process here, to undergo this transit for the people that as that they have Pluto in Aquarius in the third house, it's really to broaden your mind, to open your mind, and adopt with curiosity new ideas. That's I believe is the right strategy to face this specific transit in the third house. Then next, fourth house. So people who has the transit of Pluto in Aquarius in the fourth house, the main theme is all about home and safety. So the main theme is then what does home means to you? What is emotional security? Where do you have emotional insecurity? It brings the insecurity to the surface, and it might feel very, very overwhelming, especially if you are not emotional, and you will feel a lot. I believe that who has the transit in the fourth house, there will be a lot of emotionality because you simply look at the family structure you are in, and you will feel a lot. You will feel a lot of emotion, and also the more you look at your family structure, you also dig. In the second phase of this transit, you will for sure go deeper in exploring your ancestral material, your ancestral story, and you will at the end of the transit, hopefully you will get deeper connection with your ancestral roots, and especially and you will get more connection, deeper connection with what shaped your sense of identity. So here the challenge, I would say that it might feel that in some period is too much, because you might feel you might becoming hypersensitive, you might have a lot of insecurities. So the suggestion and recommendation here is to take emotional rest, work on your emotional intelligence, and as I said, and this is valid for all the houses, the first part is always overwhelming, and then when you let go, you start to go deeper on a deeper level to investigate all the themes that are connected to your specific house, in this case the fourth house. Okay. Then next, house 5, who has Pluto in Aquarius transited the fifth house. The main theme is that you will explore new patterns to bring more joy and creativity into your life. So the main question that you might start to ask yourself at the beginning of the transit is that what is my creative expression? What is joy for me? And what is authenticity in my romantic relationship? Pluto here start to bring to the surface any part of you that lack joy, that that lack creativity, that lack self-expression. It will bring to you also all the themes connected to the fact that maybe your life, you will start wondering, you will start to observe your life, and you will see, oh, my life is really full of routines and not so much joy. And so it's finally time to give yourself the permission to be more childlike, and to be more, really, to connect more with your inner child. You will also start to focus on where are your emotional attachment in your life, and how do you allow, and where do you allow, or where, actually, I would say, where you do not allow your inner child to explore and to go deeper. Because maybe you are, so far you just realized that you were living a life that is too much of responsibility, and now it's finally Pluto in Aquarius in the fifth house is finally saying to you to add more playfulness in your life, and of course balance the responsibility with lightness. So the main question to ask yourself for the next 20 years will be, how do you want to express yourself? Express more creativity. You might start also a new hobby, and because maybe you always wanted to start something new, you always felt the impulse, but you were not capable to take action. And also the same focus will be on the romantic relationship. Does the romantic relationship as spark joy, creativity? That will be another focus. And when I was writing this script for today, I had in mind that what best represent Pluto in Aquarius in transit in the fifth house is the song of Madonna, "Express Yourself." So if you look at that specific song, that's amazing. The song "Express Yourself," you will grasp the essence of Pluto in Aquarius transit in the fifth house. And of course, please keep in mind that when you start to express yourself, you might feel super vulnerable at the beginning of this transit. So the challenge is that you might need to face a lot of people judging you. But the key here is to take your time to grow and express yourself, keep on moving, and follow something that is simply represent joy for you. So the wisdom here in the fifth house, to say in another word, is to prioritize more experiences of joy and inner child. And let's move now to the sixth house. So who has Pluto transit in the sixth house? The themes are around your work, your health, your animals, a deeper sense of meaning in your life. What does it mean, service in your life? So the transformation that Pluto is bringing here, it's around your work, your routine, your health. So Pluto will go to underline any outdated patterns connected to the sixth house. So you might ask yourself, what are the values of your life that you would like to be at service to? You might ask yourself, you will start to question, my values are the same, maybe if you are working for a specific company, I mean, my value are the same as the company I'm working for? Do I find meaning at work? If not, this has to be addressed, of course, during this transit. And so where are also the part where you can improve in the sixth house? It's about also the diet, it's about your health. So choose mindfully to the food that you eat. Look really carefully at your routine, because Pluto here wants to reorganize all your sixth house. So you can start ask yourself, for example, where your energy is going. Do you do a morning routine? Do you go to bed early so that in the morning you can wake up with a lot of energy? So this will be the main focus. Let's move now to the seventh house. So Pluto transiting in the seventh house. The main theme is relationships. How you relate to people. So the question is, what a relationship means to you, and how do you relate with other people? In this case, if you are in a relationship, the main focus is that you might observe that when you started a relationship, you had some expectation. You had some expectation that now maybe are not there anymore. And so you might also ask yourself, what is a healthy relationship for you? You might also observe, for example, that your relationship is more codependent, and you might ask yourself, okay, what's my boundary in this relationship? So the main focus will be to take your time to observe your relationship, the dynamics of your relationship, but at the same time enjoy the experience of a possible upgrade. The challenge here is that if you are in a relationship that is as a deep unconscious attachment, like codependency, betrayal, because that was you face when you were younger in your family dynamics, the conflict, Pluto will bring the conflict, Pluto will bring this unconscious attachment to the surface, and you will start to notice that you have different needs towards your relationship, and here the key will be the communication between you and your partner. Most of the time, if both people inside the relationship are conscious, this can bring to more bond and more intimacy between the two. Other times, if only one person is evolving and the other one is not evolving, sometimes it means cutting out a specific relationship. And of course, if you're single, Pluto will get you a new relationship in order to test what a relationship means to you. And now let's move to the eighth house. The eighth house, Pluto transiting in the eighth house means it's all connected to the shared resources, partnership, and intimacy. You're gonna see the psychological patterns of your psyche, and it's really really powerful, because here Pluto is in your special house, and everything that is connected to issue connected to abandonment, betrayal, loss, how do you feel safe in the world, will come to the surface, especially how you work so far with these dynamics. At the beginning might feel really scary. The challenge is here a lot of vulnerability, insecurities. You start to close yourself, but what can help you really is to, in any case, open up and to start to have faith and trust and openness in this process. And you will start asking yourself, for example, if you have a shared resources with your bank or with your partner, you might start to ask yourself, okay, are these resources in the right place? And in this case, the strategy that could be really helpful for all the people that have Pluto in Aquarius transiting the eighth house is journaling. Journaling is a great tool you can use every day to empower yourself during this period. Let's move now to Pluto transiting the ninth house. The ninth house, it's all about your belief system, and it's all about the core philosophy of life. And Pluto will bring transformation basically in the way you see the world. Maybe, for example, so far you had a specific view of the world. Pluto will expose to you a specific experience to other worlds, to other point of view, to other philosophy, for example. At the beginning, a bit like when Pluto transit in the third house, at the beginning, you might all hold on to a particular point of view that you always had. But then later on, Pluto will bring more experiences to your life, and your life will start to have new experiencing, and you might for sure feel that you are losing your center of gravity. You will start to feel uncertain. Sometimes you might say, no, no, this is too much. But actually, the point here is really the key to understand is that the more you expose yourself to new belief system, to new philosophies, to new cultures, to new education, you will really be more open to integrate Pluto in your ninth house, and you will be completely transformed until that maybe after the end of the 20-year cycle, you might feel to sell your house and travel the world with this powerful energy, because the ninth house represents Sagittarius energy, in order to expand even more your sense of self and your horizon. Let me know. Then let's move to the 10th house. The 10th house, when Pluto is transiting in the 10th house, the main themes are connected to redefining your public identity, redefining your career, redefining your sense of authority. So you will start to ask yourself, is this really the career for me? Is this really the life direction that I want? And yeah, it's if you work really with this energy, this can be really a time of great professional success, as you learn to use your power and your influence to make a difference in the world. Then 11th house. The 11th house, Pluto in the 11th house can bring about a major transformation of your friendship, of your social groups, and hopes and dreams. You may feel like called to let go old friendships and embrace new, more supportive ones. You may also become a bit much. You may also become a bit much for your regular friends, causing them to cut you out. And so it will be a really transformational period for all your social circle. And also here, the suggestion I can give you is just be open, even if there was a friendship that lasted for the last 20 years. Maybe you work so much on yourself that you evolved so much that you don't resonate anymore to this specific friend. And so here I recommend again to go to read carefully the 5 stages of grief, because that process, undergoing that process, can be really useful when you need to cut out from your life a specific friend that doesn't resonate anymore with you. Last but not least, when Pluto in Aquarius is transiting your 12th house, Pluto in the 12th house can bring about a major transformation of your subconscious mind, of your intuition, and your spiritual path. Usually, this transit in astrology we say that it's quite difficult, as you will for sure you might experience your pain along with the pain of the collective, and most likely your struggles will be hidden from everyone. Um, in one part, it's good because it will be like a private struggle. But in another case can be bad because you cannot you will not feel supported by people around you. But at the same time, the positive side of the 12th house is that this can be for you a time of great spiritual growth, as you learn to connect with your inner wisdom and with the divine. And we are finally to the end of this podcast. I trust this information was useful on how to navigate the next 20 years according to where specifically is the Pluto in Aquarius in your astrological chart. Thank you for the attention, and again, if you're new to the channel, don't hesitate to subscribe and let me know in the comment as you go in the next weeks. Let me know if you start already to feel this influence of the energy, and you can listen as much times that you want in order to go back again and understand and have a new point of view about this transit. Thank you and see you to the next episode.